go in. Literally all of them can go in. Whether it's a good thing or not, I'll leave that up to you. But they can at least all dive onto a target and see what happens.
And the counter pick of choice is going to be Kayle. And so Ixu will have some control in the early stages of the lane, but then Kayle will take over, and everything will become a nightmare.
I feel like this is a 100% confidence pick out of Keen, though. Often Kayle is reserved to go up against Ornn or someone that's not going to interact with you in the lane. Alawi's a bully in a lot of instances.
Yeah. Should be able to bully Keen in the early stages of the lane. As soon as Kayle hits 6, though, everything should turn on its head.
Yeah.
And then from there, should be in total control of everything. So, the Kassadin pick, another thing that's very weird about it is it needs time in order to come online. Yes, it has Yuumi there to bolster it in the mid to late transition, but the Afreeca team composition is pretty well suited at handling it. So, curious what's going to happen here, because Set is really going to be stretched thin very early on in the game, where all 3 of his lanes need him, and all 3 of his lanes do not have gank setup, pretty much, whatsoever. And on the flip side for Afreeca, it's mostly just about living and converting into a very powerful mid and late game.
Not to mention Spirit has extraordinary gank power against a Lucian. Lucian can basically do nothing when a Poppy walks up to him. And so we'll see whether Mystic and Ben are going to be able to set anything up there for the Poppy on the bottom side of the map. Or whether Afreeca are just going to style on SeolHaeOne Prince here. Mickey, I mean, there is certainly a chance that the Kassadin pops off. We've seen a Kassadin so far this season get an 18-minute pentakill, but that was in the hands of Showmaker. We'll see whether Mickey can show us that there are still some of those sweet mechanics left. Triple teleports for both of our teams.
And we just see a little bit of aggression coming out by Afreeca, looking for any sort of advantage they can achieve here early on, and I can't believe this is going to work.
No. A flash instant.
Yep.
Yep, Secret wants nothing to do with that.
And one of the interesting things here for Fly is you can go double adaptive, and then you can open Cull, which then makes you have so much AD against Kassadin. Yeah. And you just rely on lots of auto attacks as Syndra, who has one of the best auto attacks in the game as a mage. One of the smoothest animations, so easy to do everything. And then you're able to be a lot more conservative with your mana. You're able to use E a lot more freely inside of the lane, and it just makes Kassadin have a pretty nightmare laning phase. And we take a look here at the jungle runes between each other. Obviously, the Hex Flash there for Set.
Ooh, Afreeca not actually giving away that they have a ward there, which I think was really cute. Not going to suffer too much from it as Fly, yeah, he's just going to pressure Mickey away. And with no flash, it means that that's going to be even easier. Hybrid misses the first CS there, and Spirit lying in wait. This is actually just so nasty. See, Spirit's just going to come. There's the flash head bonk, and that is a very dead Mickey already.
Well, I don't know what was compelling him to walk up to the lane and take as much damage as he did level 1, but hopefully we get to see it in a replay. Things hopefully have, I mean, well, things have already started off miserably. And for a team that looks as tilty as they do, SeolHaeOne Prince having their mid laner fall apart super early on can only spell things that are pretty disastrous. And when we look at every lane again, how do you want Set to gank for any of these lanes? You can't run top and get on Kayle. You don't have any setup from Alawi. You can't run mid lane. Kassadin doesn't have any assistance except a Force Pulse, which requires Syndra to turn off her brain. And then down in bot lane, Yuumi and Lucian, good luck trying to actually get onto Ezreal and Bard unless Mystic and Ben really blunder.
Yeah. It's really not a great time here for SeolHaeOne Prince to start things off. Not exactly the highest win rates either on any of their champions. Only one game apiece for Flawless, Mickey, and Hybrid. There's been a bit of DDR to get out of the way of that Prowling Projectile. Worked pretty nicely. You can see not too much happening here in the bottom lane for the minute. Ben tries to find that wall.
Yeah. And very nice Q poke. And you can see Mickey's lane. It's in an insufferable position, having to call Flawless in to help him push it. And this just delays Kassadin's level 6. And it sets him further behind Syndra. Now, it does grant Mickey the ability to recall, but Syndra is one of the fastest wave clearers in the game in mid. So she should be able to walk up to the wave, hard shove it immediately, Spirit coming down for a gank.
Yep, actually really nicely held onto there from Hybrid, just to make sure that he has the Relentless Pursuit available, as that Cosmic Binding was a bit cheeky there from Ben. But Hybrid has teleport, he'll be back to this lane, he should be okay. The Mystic's already pulling pretty far ahead when it comes to farm, and Spirit coming down and helping deny really has only made things worse here. There's Mystic offering him cute little W onto Secret, and everything's just going to go back to normal. But it's just, it must be so hard for Hybrid and Secret now, knowing that their mid lane has already started off so catastrophically.
Yeah. And you can see Fly is just going to try to shove in this last wave, has more than enough time. Yep, W that minion wave, recall. And I'll pick up an item, and I mean, you look at the size of the minion wave coming into Keen, he's not really that far behind at the end of the day in CS. He still has both of his biscuits and a corrupting potion, so Ixu definitely having a very rough time here.
Yeah, we'll see whether he can find some Spirit to test on Keen's side. That was no pun intended. There is no Poppy in this lane at the moment.
I thought you were just trying to make a bit of a hybrid joke or something, you know?
No.
You weren't into that?
Yeah, no.
Right.
Mickey is going to get smacked down. Oh, that's a fantastic stun coming in from Fly, but he doesn't want to tank that turret for too long. That was a fade away, not too bad.
Not able to quite get the kill. Flawless coming over here. They got to be really careful. Fly is almost level 6 soon. Looks like Spirit and Ben want to go over and pin the Yuumi.
Oh, no. There's the heroic charge. Into the wall. The exhaust is not going to do nearly enough. As Ben getting another boot, but the Zoomies will keep Secret alive. It's now Hybrid coming in to try and get something done, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to.
Doesn't look like they're going to actually be able to. Oh, no, they will. They will turn around and kill the ward. And Syndra very healthy right now. It looks like they want to set up a gank onto
Kane's level 6, guys.
What are they? Hello?
The flawless drive-by. He just came in to check out what was going on, found out that he didn't want to stay there.
I get it, He was coming to ask King if he wanted any Girl Scout cookies.
Ah, got it, of course. Well, that's the flash out from Hybrid bottom lane. And that's just more minions being denied.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually matter. Like, every time this wave crashes, Afreeca are making sure that all of the minions die to the turret.
Yeah, and Afreeca and Mystic, I mean, they're getting such a sizable XP advantage as well with what's going on. Meanwhile, I mean, Mickey, he's doing a pretty okay job at trying to keep up in CS. They're dead even right now, but Syndra's up 6 because she's going to clear the whole wave. And you can see Poppy running around here. And honestly, that's a very exquisite skin.
I really like that Poppy skin too, actually.
Do you know Poppy's lore?
Oh, which lore? The updated one, the old one?
So I believe that her hammer is meant to only be carried by someone who's
worthy,
righteous or worthy enough. And the whole thing,
Thor's lore?
So it's similar, but apparently she carries around her hammer and asks people if they can try to lift it because she's looking for who's worthy. But the joke is that
friends?
Well, she's carrying it, so
right. Oh, so she doesn't even know that she's worthy
doesn't
the whole
realize
time?
it.
Oh my god, that is actually really
that's
cute.
the lore. Yeah, I think
she's
it's
like
canon.
looking. Who's going to be the chosen one here? Can you lift this heavy hammer? I'll pass it to you. Oh no? Oh, okay. True shot for
man.
Nice.
Poppy.
Spirit just walks in and steals that one away.
Yep. Oh!
And ulti utilized there. There's the flash heroic charge. Spirit has been so good with that ability. In fact, both times he's used his flash to get a heroic charge, he's managed to get a kill.
Yeah, and I mean, Spirit really on point here with Poppy!
Oh god, that's Fly with a solo kill.
I wonder how many tickets Fly gets from that at Disneyland.
I don't know, but I wouldn't go there.
You wouldn't go there?
No, not at all.
I wouldn't go there either
it's
right
pretty
now.
dangerous. I heard that they opened it.
They did.
Yeah.
I don't
know whether it's still, you know. Disney World's great, but
I'm actually curious if Lotte World and Everland are open in Korea. I don't know.
that's a good point. I haven't thought about that. I know that like most clubs are closed. I think clubs are closed here in Korea. You can't do that anymore. But you can go to a bar and stuff like that. That's absolutely
There's
fine.
social distancing at bars.
Yep, and also they take all of your information.
Yes.
And take your temperature before you go in. And then, you know, you of course have to give up your name when you get tested positive.
And
I see a bit of a fight here. They're going to
SeolHaeOne
interrupt our conversation, as that's going to be a steal away on the Herald. Leap of Faith comes down. Ixu trying to do as much as he can, but he's down to 200. Mickey comes in. Spirit could be in trouble. The Tentacles trying to do work, but they're going to stop because Ixu's dead. True Shot Barrage again. Sails majestically across the team. It's just mainly to steal farm. By the looks, Mystic trying to keep himself involved.
I mean, Mystic's up 30 farm right now. A couple of CS advantage in mid lane as well. Ixu is super far behind himself because also it's a Kayle. So
yeah,
Kale's getting a free ride into the later stages of the game. And Mickey just falling further and further behind. He's level 7 right now. Fly is already into 8. So, very big CS discrepancy there. And also, Keen up an entire level as well. Spirit just having such a good performance on Poppy, and honestly, I'm so happy to see it.
I love his Poppy, man. It's really, really good.
Poppy is such an underappreciated champion that can go jungle, top, and support. And just take a look. I mean, really setting set up for failure here. Pinning him. And just really bringing down the hammer.
Yeah, look at the angle.
이거
So
루시안
we
형이
have a
어디야?
look at the solo kill here from Fly.
Where's Lucian and Yuumi?
미드 잡았다.
I got mid.
He definitely did.
Yeah. And then we just take a look at this, and another really good steal by Spirit. But you have to wonder, what are Flawless and Ixu doing? Remember, this whole time, Keen has Kale's ultimate available. Just never really using it unless the opponents would hard commit, in which case it's just a trap. So
yeah,
he's holding it in order to try to bait them in. Maybe they forget. Mickey is getting bullied here in mid lane. Syndra's so far ahead. She's so oppressive when she has an advantage because of her long range, her reach, and her safety. And things are, yeah,
watching that lead expand as well as the turret plates were taken was pretty difficult here as Afreeca. On the cards for a Game 1 perfect game. This was something that they were known for, I believe, in early 2017. Was just every Game 1 was like so close to perfect games or a perfect game. They were just very, very good at coming out swinging. See whether this is harkening back to that. The roster has certainly changed a lot. Outside of Spirit and Keen, who have stayed pretty true to the Afreeca organization. Ixu still struggling. There's a Hex Flash to get Flawless over this wall, and we'll see whether that's going to mean that Keen has to press R. He may. There just might be an ultimate that needs to be used here. Not yet. Not yet. There it is. As Test the Spirit does come out.
Yep.
But Spirit's not even here, so isn't too worried.
And Spirit just keeping his
It's starting to get frustrating. Malawi is a thing that you have to think about.
Mickey with Yuumi. Trying to run around the map. Still doesn't have his Rod of Ages. Maybe it's going to be a 13-minute completion with no Seraph's Embrace. Ezreal already has the Iceborne Gauntlet that's really sticking it to Lucian right now in any mid-game transition fights as well. 4,000 gold lead here at 12.5 minutes.
And Afreeca, at 12.5 minutes, have this control ward that they are controlling in the enemy jungle. Like,
they've had it there for a while. The 5th turret plate, first turret of the game, going down, spread out amongst 3 members. Hextech Gunblade already complete on Kayle. Mystic going to move over now. It looks like they're going to pick up the Infernal Dragon. And honestly, I mean, if Mystic would go Leandries with his Iceborne, this is such an insane Drake for him.
Yep.
I always got to find a way to weave
I know. It's just the sale. You are very good. Did you have a chat to the shopkeeper? Did you have that conversation?
Some might say
how
I
he
was
manages to sell all of these Morellos? That shop must just be full. It's just got bookshelves.
2 shopkeeper, and then there's the lost shopkeeper, which is me because of my lost sight.
Ah, right. Got it.
You know, and losing sense.
You certainly lose a lot of things. Actually,
I do.
Because I feel like losing is the easiest way to make an acronym out of an L. I think it's a bit lazy. I think you guys could be a little bit more creative, but that's all right.
What?
You don't need to be losing everything, you know? Lost speech, lost sight, lost shopkeeper, lost sandwich. How many more things do we need to lose?
You're making me lightly salty.
There we go. That's much better.
Yeah.
A lot of smiles over here.
A lot of
As Flawless going to move up with his secret Yumi. And Hybrid's going to take a turret plate here for SeolHaeOne Prince. He's trying his best to get this squad back on track, but they're close to 5,000 gold behind. And we've started talking about LS acronyms, and that means that things certainly have gone a little bit awry here. As Mystic, he teleports towards the top side. No more plates for you, Mr. Hybrid.
Yeah. And this game is just going to be super brutal right now for SeolHaeOne Prince. Oh, it's
Control
bad.
wards
Yeah.
quickly, guys. Oh no, just set kills things too fast.
And the other thing about the game state right now is Alawi, she is one of those champions that can, well,
Yeah, I think a bit of a
Secret.
team fight here is, Secret. No one to go back.
Oh, Gromp
and
was killing
Spirit's
her.
going to grab it. Yeah, exactly. Even the Gromp's getting involved. As Flawless was tempered faded out of the fight.
Oh?
This is a double teleport onto Keen, and Keen's decided that he can take them. See whether he's going to be able to. Hasn't had to use his flash yet. He goes pretty fast, as you can see, but gets slowed down, and now he's just dead, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what his decisions
Oh, don't
were.
give Mickey the kill. That's a bad move. As he's trying his best to avoid them here. Mickey does not a lot of damage, but still, that Rift Walk going to be enough. As Afreeca not going to be getting a perfect game this time around.
No. It does cost them 2 teleports and a rotation down by Kosadin, causing him to lose the mid-minion wave. So, it's not like that was totally for free, but definitely a much-needed kill on the target that would be best for it.
Yep, true.
So, Mystic now up here in top lane, trying to just continue to farm it out. It's going to be the next Rift Herald as well, going over to Afreeca.
Yep, Ixu getting some work done on this outer turret. Unfortunately, the plates have fallen down, but if he can kill this, that's certainly still going to be a great thing for SeolHaeOne Prince. As we have a look at it one more time, this is the kill onto the Yumi.
Yep. And
oh, you and me was
there
denied.
it is. Yeah, denied by Poppy. She's such a great champion. When there's so many champions in the meta right now that have dashes,
yeah,
and things of that nature. So we take a look at this now. Keen not paying attention to behind himself. The teleport comes out, and if he flashes right away, Lucian will just flash and then follow up with culling. So it's the same sequence of events. I just would have imagined that he would have tried to go over to the left-hand side and maybe unite with Syndra, if that would be at all possible. But probably just thought that Mickey on Kosadin would be able to collapse in time first and pick up the kill regardless. But probably not going to matter all that much, as we have a 6,000 gold lead with an Infernal at 16 minutes.
Yeah. It's, look, there's a possibility. I was having a conversation with the Korean commentators, and Widid was telling me that Cloud Templar always finds that way that one of the teams can win. Even in the last series, right? Damwon versus Sandbox. Those games were basically over at 7 minutes. But Cloud Templar has this way of talking about a team and finding this one thing that could potentially bring them back that doesn't involve their computers exploding. And I don't know quite how SeolHaeOne Prince are going to be able to do it unless Keen keeps throwing himself over and over into them or something like that. But this is such a huge deficit for SeolHaeOne Prince to get past.
Yeah, you know what? Let me take a whack at it.
Yeah, give it a go. Give it a shot.
So I think in the event that Kayle accidentally presses R before a team fight,
Got it.
and Syndra QW and E's the opposite direction, Ezreal Arcane Shift plus flashes into the enemy team.
All right, Keen hit level 11. That's scary. That's a perfect timing. That's going to mean that that turret will stay alive. Continue.
And then all 4 of the Afreeca members clump up for Poppy to be superplexed into a 5-man facebreaker as Alawi flashes forward with her ultimate. All while
Cassidy
getting
has a huge
snared.
mega stack on his
He's coming in
okay.
off of a teleported 4-stack Rift Walk from base with Guard.
Got
as
it.
Yumi snares them up. he flashes forward and R's on top of them at the exact time that Lucian's Q AoEs on all 5 of them.
Not to mention
After
the
this,
blaze.
the game will still proceed for 20 minutes. And then there will be a Baron team fight.
Got it.
In which case, they will steal it, win the fight, get an Elder,
Yeah.
still struggle to close, and then win through a backdoor. And I just want to let you know that that's in the other script that I didn't select for today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So wait, you're offered these scripts sometimes?
Sometimes it's sort of like a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Well, I mean, that would have been an adventure that I would have liked to have gone on. Can you offer me some of these,
Well, I didn't,
these options?
I didn't take it because there was a 19-minute lull state from 21 minutes to 38, and I just thought, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
I
little
would have
too
liked
long.
that.
Oh, all right. Well,
We could have spoken about apple crumble and things like that.
ooh.
I really like apple crumble. Do you like apple
I just
crumble?
realized Zoe's newest skin, it looks like apple caramel tea,
Oh, yeah.
sort of like thrown in together. and it's
I like that.
blended. Yeah.
Spirit's face is a little bit broken. Showstopper comes down. There's a Tempered Fate to make sure that Spirit stays alive for as long as possible. And he is going to. Gets the ulti out of Kale as well. And it's a very dead set. As Mickey, yeah, he's Rift walking out of there. And Kale saves the day once again. And Afreeca, they turn a bad situation into a good one. Test the Spirit comes in. But Ixu takes the majority of his health bar. Unleash Power was close, but maybe needed an extra orb on the ground there. Fly. As Spirit, you can see that he's lining it up. He's got that flash available once again.
Yeah.
And there he goes. Doesn't find the wall. He was hoping that Mickey clicked in a different direction right there, but that's all right. They still get the turret.
And, I mean, the game just continues to extend in terms of gold lead and pressure. Kassadin is level 11 right now with a Yuumi, but I really just don't think that it's going to matter outside of something super horrific happening, like we mentioned before.
Yeah. No, you took us through exactly what the scenario needs to be in order for this to happen. Looking forward to when Mickey does go back to base, purchases his Archangels, which will immediately be a Seraphs, then starts stacking it on that fountain.
Okay.
And presses that R button.
Right, off of the teleport.
In the meantime, you've got all of that other setup that doesn't involve Secret just dying, wandering around in the middle of nowhere.
The question for me, and it's not a secret, is what the hell was he doing there at this point in time? And I'm just looking forward to seeing it in the replay if we get one.
We will find it eventually.
Yeah,
as,
Superplex.
Tempered Fate was very nice as well.
Yeah. And really nice ultimate out of Kale. Mickey not really able to do anything. He would just be jumping to his death here. And Hybrid and Ixu not really able to follow up with anything either. So this game, Afreeca, I mean, this is what they've done very often to teams on the east side, is they smack them around.
Yeah.
And they just walk all over them, and then they're able to convert it into a pretty decisive win. But when they collide with the Elite Four, that's where they experience a lot of struggle.
And also, I mean, remember in spring, they also fell to KT at the, second half of the season. So we need to keep tabs on Afreeca and see whether they can continue to be our test for the East, the benchmark of what you have to get through the gatekeepers, as they were spoken about in the points of the matches. Spirit is going to find a really nice stun there onto Ixu. Ixu is dead, guys.
Yep.
Real dead.
And the level discrepancies everywhere is super big as well. 2 in jungle, maybe 1.5 in mid lane, 1 in 80 carry. And the supports are even, but that doesn't really matter. And the additional base levels are not just extra skill points. It's the base HP, which can invalidate certain spell casts effectively. Turret shots as well. Mystic, getting a bit of damage onto him. 1 minute until Ocean Dragon. Now, if Afreeca want to play it as absolutely Captain Careful as possible, they could just go and play for Soul.
Yep. I don't think they will. It's a 9,000 gold lead, and I have a feeling they know that it's somewhere around there. I do like that you bring up the levels, because I feel like this was manufactured mostly by Afreeca, but we're not going to be able to talk about it. We'll just have to watch Ixu die again.
He just runs in, gets pinned, tries to get his ultimate off, but doesn't really have a lot of value. He's very, very
anemic.
Yeah. This game not having the best of times.
Yep.
A bit of Build-A-Bear going on inside of the inventory. Set is just going for a standard Set build, and when Set is behind, it's just the same thing as Olaf and Bully Bear being behind. They don't really do a whole lot.
And also, he walks into one area that they do. Takes a fair bit of damage there as the Culling flies in. Remember, he does still have his ultimate. As the Spirit is going to still be on the Spirit. Now Mickey is in so much trouble. Fly wants to find the ulti, but doesn't get there. Captain going to be enough.
The Ocean Dragon.
Yeah, opportunity here. Oh, Freecs.
Wallet?
If they want to get quickly. Mickey trying to get into position. The ulti's not going to land, but Flawless just dies before anything can even happen in the middle of the show. It was trying to be stopped. Also, the Leap of Faith comes in, and immediately, Ixu is just eliminated. As Afreeca will eventually go back to this Baron unless they decide that they really want to take down Mickey, but it doesn't look like that's on the agenda. And my god, the damage out of Afreeca.
Today has just been a complete day of blowouts so far. As Afreeca, they extend their gold lead to 11,000 here at 25 minutes. And 3 Dragons threatening Ocean Soul. And for some reason, I mean, Spirit is finding the game hysterical.
Yeah, so is Secret, which was interesting. Not sure why Secret was finding it so funny. But it's better to stay happy and try and brush off losses like this, because this is just the most over. And dwelling on it doesn't do you any good.
The weird thing is Flawless uses such a heavy cooldown on the Raptor or the Wolf Camp. Doesn't really serve a huge purpose. I think it's one of those things that you can look at and just know that the player is tilted when they start doing clearly suboptimal things.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we see it here as well. They call in the teleport. They're looking for an angle. FedEx runs in. Superplex, captured midair. That's overnight delivery. Kasada not able to really do a whole lot.
And Ixu did manage to get his ultimate off.
Yes.
So that did happen. But then immediately afterwards, he was dead. As Kane's going to probably be able to take down this turret. SeolHaeOne Prince are in the mid lane. Mystic just patrolling around. Afreeca have completely closed the eyes of SeolHaeOne Prince right here. See every ward is being removed. Apart from a couple of lonely ones, but Ixu, oh my good, he can't even press his E button onto Afreeca because he takes his whole health bar if he goes that close. As there's a showstopper. Flawless?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Flawless dying.
Chapter comes in, that is a brilliant double
nice
effort fade. The ulti comes out from Spirit as well, and I thought he was going to pick one target and pin them, but no. Decides to knock both of them up, gather 2 of those kills, and now Secret is the little cat on a book watching as his house is getting smacked around by Afreeca. There's the ulti onto Spirit there as well. And yeah, Afreeca, this has been a masterclass in early game domination and snowball control. But SeolHaeOne Prince, they need to go back to the drawing board here, as we're going to have a look at the Archangel staff sitting at a